Would it surprise you to learn that there was a Battlestar Galactica comic series that outlasted the Marvel comic book run? And that this series was more sci fi horror rather than sci fi fantasy? Well, we're going to talk about it in a second. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Battlestar Galactica. One of the things I really enjoy about this channel is bringing you items from around the world that you may not have known existed. Years after the show was canceled in America, Battlestar Galactica became very popular in France. The two theatrical movies based on the original TV series did extremely well at the box office in France, and the TV series was cleverly bundled by Universal Studios alongside Buck Rogers and did extremely well in syndication there. Now, a very popular French children's magazine called Telly Junior decided to acquire the license from Universal Studios and produce a Battlestar Galactica strip that would run through 28 issues. And the person that the magazine would hire to not only write but illustrate the strip would be a French staple, artist Gerald Fortune. Now, the artist decided to turn the Battlestar Galactica universe into a much darker place. It's more alien than Star Wars, and some of the strips are downright scary. And I'm really in shock that they made it into a children's publication. Now, the strip was very popular. Original stories ran from October of 1981 all the way up to November of 1982, and then were reprinted many times throughout the late 1980s. It is highly regarded by French comic collectors, not only for the artist that was used, but the dark nature of this strip. Truly a classic. If I understand from fellow French Galactica collectors, it is very hard to put together a complete run of Telly Junior magazines with the Battlestar Galactica strip in it. In the mid-2000s, a French publisher decided to compile all the Telly Junior Galactica comic strips into two extremely high-quality hardback graphic novels, and that is what you are looking at right here. The two volumes in the Telly Junior Galactica series sold out extremely fast in France and are almost impossible to find outside of the country. Now, from what I've been told by a very well-known French comic book collector, as most of the original artwork that was commissioned by Telly Jr. is lost. It is gone. And what does remain is in the hands of private collectors. This was very challenging for the publisher, as they had to use the actual magazine strips for the publication of these two books. Now, that is a story of the French Battlestar Galactica comic strip series that was extremely popular throughout the 1980s, but is largely unknown to the rest of the world. I hope that someday a U.S. publisher, perhaps Dark Horse Comics or Dynamite, will have these incredible stories translated into English so the rest of the world can see what French Galactica fans have been talking about for decades. I hope you enjoy this episode, everyone. Have a great Galactica day. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon.